Hi there, once again on the lab, you're gonna be working with ATT load balancers. Right now we have set the region zone. Now I'm going to create an instance. Okay, the cloud compute instance create all the other definitions. Let's create it. It's provisioning. It's done. Let's create another www2 and let's create the third. And go to compute engine. There's also a startup script. Let's create a third. Check out the commands, what I'm doing. Let's refresh. Could create a fourth, but don't need. Let's create a firewall. Okay. Under the TCP port 80. Okay. Create it. Now let's check our compute instance list. We had 3. Perfect. We have our IP addresses here. And even the external. Let's do a curve. Oh, sorry. You didn't copy it correctly. Five to 34.66.61.89. That's what we expect. Yep. Now let's create external IP address. Addresses create this network. Okay, cool. Just created. If you come in here under network, open another tab, then I'm gonna visualize everything. Let's add the legacy HTTP health check resource. So that's the command we do, health checks. Okay. Come in here. Okay, we have the default VPC. Have the external IP address. Does it remember something to you? Simple. Now we're gonna add a target pool in the same region as our instance. Target pool. Pointing to the health check, HTTP health check. Then we're gonna add the instance to the pool. Target pool add instance. 1, 2, 3. We add the instance to the pool. And now we're going to be create a forwarding rule. Forwarding rule, they get it a forwarding rule. Having our target pool. Routes. All the default routes. Firewall. Okay. All right. Let's see the peering. No peering. At external IP address, our VPC network remain at the default. I'm gonna leave it here. Now, all the other stuff also belongs to that network, but all the other resources your network services. Don't not using the things. Your network services. If you're gonna be using load balancing. Now you're gonna be sending traffic to the forwarding rule. Okay. Let's describe our forwarding rule. Okay. So our target. Now let's send some traffic. I'm gonna put this first here. And done. Sending traffic. Let's send traffic to this 1, 2. And through these. So now we're going to be creating a load balancer. Cloud Compute Instance create LB backend template. Okay, it's an instance template. For everything we do, we create an instance template. As to show, there's our instance template. Then I have to create a manage instance group. So G-Cloud Compute Instance Group, manage it, create LB backend, okay, group, using this template. Okay, refresh. That was great. Now create another forwarding rule, forward rule. Okay. Now I'm gonna set an external IP address to the load balancer. Addresses. We create another external IP address. Let's describe it. Let's take this IP address. Let's see if we can see that. 83, yes, this one. And now we're going to create another health check for the load balancer. Okay, created protocol HTTP. Let's create a backend servicing. Health checks, HTTP check. If we check the other forwarding rule is that created. Now I'm gonna add in the instance group to that. Add that to the instance group. Let's create a URL map for the incoming traffic. URL maps create, point to the web backend service. Let's create HTTP proxy. So everything is commands at this lab. HTTP proxy. Cannot find as this. We'll move to another page. Our backend service. So now we're going to be create a global forwarding rule. Compute forwarding rules. HTTP content rule pointing to the HTTP LB proxy. HTTP LB proxy. This is our load balancers. The front ends are done. Just have a forwarding rule. Create it. Perfect. Our load balancers, okay. So we have a load balancer. Now I have to check that, to test that. So we're going to networking services, load balancing. You're going to check on the load balancer web map HTTP. Okay. All right. Let's check the backends are healthy. And even click here. We see the green stuff here. So we can check also directly this HTTP here. You see the backend group changes. That's what I would like. So you have two groups. This one and this one. Okay. So if you check this, it's not going to point the same. Here you go, 28, 53, 28, 63. So understood that we have like those three virtual machines. Then we create all those four here as uses LB backends. We have here, let's be back here. We have a load balancer, this map, okay. We have a backend, web backend, okay. There I generated the network external IP addresses, external IP address we have to create. This is a web service backend, HTTP based check. We create an instance group and we join it into groups. You needed to create an instance template, then you have the instance group. If you get in here, those two we have. Okay, we have two groups. The members, if you get in here inside, networking and everything. You can check the observability. Be back here, a couple of the stuff you don't need about telemetry, observability. It's 28. It's the 53. There are VM instance, so the instance group at those two, okay? So there's only one this group. Help checks, let's see if there's something, since we create the apt base check, okay? So one goes to one and one goes to the other. That's everything I would like to share in this lab. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.